Okay, you wake up on a cold floor. It's roughly 40,000 years ago. You're in a cave, your back hurts, and you smell like a campfire that lost a fight. And across the fire, chewing on something that was recently alive, is someone. And your heart does the thing, that stupid, fluttery thing. There's just one problem. You have no words for it. Language barely exists. You have no flowers, no candlelit dinner, no phone to fire off a perfectly casual hey. You have a rock, some body odor, and a feeling you can't explain. So here's the question that's actually kind of haunting. Back then, before poetry, before weddings, before the word love even existed, did love itself exist? Or did two cave people just bump into each other and split the rent? Hold that thought, because the answer is way older, way weirder, and honestly, way sweeter than you think. Now, when you picture Stone Age romance, you probably picture this. A grunting caveman spots a woman, clubs her over the head, and drags her off by the hair to his cave. Congratulations, that's the whole courtship. That image is everywhere. It's in cartoons, movies, birthday cards. It's also complete nonsense. There is zero evidence anybody ever dragged a partner anywhere. And if you think about it for 2 seconds, it's a terrible strategy. You'd have a furious, concussed person and an entire group of her relatives who now want you dead. Here's the thing we get wrong. We assume primitive people had primitive feelings. That because their tools were simple, their hearts were too. But a stone axe tells you nothing about what it feels like to lie awake thinking about someone. And when scientists actually went looking for love in the deep past, in bones, in brains, in beads, they did not find grunting cavemen. They found something that looks embarrassingly familiar. Let's start with your brain, because your brain is a fossil. That feeling you had across the fire? It isn't modern. It's a chemical program running on hardware that is tens of thousands of years old, and you didn't write a single line of it. Anthropologist Helen Fisher spent decades mapping love, and she found it's not one feeling, it's 3 systems, and you can feel all 3 about different people, which explains a lot. First, there's lust. Then there's attraction. That's the fun one. Dopamine flooding your brain so you can't eat, can't sleep, can't stop thinking about them. That's not poetry. That's a drug. Same reward circuits as a serious addiction. And then, the deep one. Attachment. 2 hormones, oxytocin and vasopressin, quietly wiring you to bond, to feel calm and safe next to one specific person. And here's the part that should give you chills. We know these are ancient because we share them with other animals. There's a little rodent called the prairie vole that mates for life, grooms its partner, gets stressed when they're gone, all run by the exact same 2 hormones. Evolution built the machinery for love long before it built us. When you fall for someone, you are running software millions of years in the making. Okay, so the feeling is real, but feelings don't help you if you can't tell anyone. So put yourself back by that fire. How do you actually flirt when you barely have language? Turns out, you already know how, because humans still do most of it without words. You share food. That's it. That's the oldest move in the book. You catch something, and instead of eating it all yourself, you give the best piece to them. Across every culture, sharing food is how humans say, "I like you, and I will provide." And it goes back further than cooking itself. Then there's grooming, picking bugs and dirt out of someone's hair. Deeply romantic, I promise. It sounds gross, but it's literally an act of trust and care, and it releases those same bonding hormones. Our primate cousins do it for hours. It's their version of holding hands on the couch. And of course, there's the classic, showing off. You find the sharpest tool, take down the scariest animal, make the group laugh around the fire, not because you have to, but because they're watching. Sound familiar? You still do every one of these. You just added a dinner reservation and a slightly better haircut. Now, showing off leads to my favorite discovery, because Stone Age people didn't just perform for each other, they accessorized. In a cave in South Africa called Blombos, archaeologists found tiny sea snail shells, each one deliberately pierced and worn smooth, beads strung together, around 75,000 years old. Let that sink in. 75,000 years ago, someone sat down, made jewelry, and put it on to be seen. In the same cave, lumps of red ochre, ground into pigment and carefully engraved. Paint. For your body, or your things, or maybe your face. For someone, this is huge, and here's why. A shell bead doesn't make you warmer. It doesn't help you hunt. It has exactly one purpose: to signal something to other people. Status, skill, belonging. Look at me. That is the birth of style. And style, let's be honest, is mostly flirting you can wear. The urge you feel to fix your hair before you see your crush is the same urge that made someone 75,000 years ago drill a hole in a shell. We have been dressing up for each other for a very, very long time. And if you're going to dress up, you might as well have a soundtrack. So consider the flute. In caves in Germany, archaeologists found flutes carved from bird bone and mammoth ivory with finger holes drilled along the side. They're about 40,000 years old, the oldest known musical instruments on Earth. Somebody, 40,000 years ago, in an Ice Age winter, sat down and made music. Not for warmth, not for hunting, for whatever music is for. And Darwin had a theory about exactly that. He thought music might have evolved as a courtship display, like a bird song. The ability to make a beautiful, complicated sound quietly advertises, I'm coordinated, I'm creative, I've got time and brain power to spare on something useless and lovely. Sound like anyone with a guitar at a party? 40,000 years later, we haven't changed the strategy one bit. We just plugged it in. Every love song you've ever heard is a direct descendant of someone breathing into a hollow bone in the dark, hoping a particular someone was listening. Okay, jewelry, music, sharing food, cute, but that could all just be biology showing off. So here's the real question, the one that decides everything. Did they actually care? Did a Stone Age person feel tenderness? The quiet, unflashy love of looking after someone? For that, we don't guess. We have bones. In a cave called Shanidar in Iraq, they found a Neanderthal man we call Nandi. And Nandi was a wreck. He'd lost the use of one arm. It was withered, possibly amputated. He was blind in one eye. He had a crushed foot, hearing damage, injuries that out in the Ice Age wild should have killed him in weeks. But they didn't. His bones show these wounds healed over years, which means for years, when he couldn't hunt, couldn't see, couldn't fend for himself. Someone fed him. Someone protected him. Someone decided this broken, useless person was worth keeping alive. That's not survival of the fittest. That's love. And it goes further. In Russia, at a site called Sunghir, 2 children were buried 34,000 years ago, covered in 10,000 ivory beads, each bead carved by hand, a job that would have taken thousands of hours. Nobody spends thousands of hours on the dead unless they are grieving. That's not a burial. That's a broken heart, made visible in ivory. These people loved, they lost, they ached, just like you. So, did love exist in the Stone Age? Look at what they left us. They dressed up for each other. They made music in the dark. They shared their best food. And they kept their broken loved ones alive when logic said, let go. They didn't have the word for love. They just had the thing itself. And here's what I keep coming back to. Love wasn't invented by poets, or by Hollywood, or by a greeting card company. all of that came after. Those are just the newest costumes on a feeling that is unbelievably old. Older than cities, older than farming, older than language. When you feel that flutter across a room, you're not doing something modern. You're the latest person to run a 40,000-year-old program that has never once stopped running. Because think about it, for that program to reach you, it had to work every single time without a single break across thousands of generations. Two people had to choose each other and their kids and theirs, all the way down an unbroken chain of Stone Age crushes and firelit flirting and quiet devotion, just so you could sit here feeling weird about texting someone back. You are, quite literally, the happy ending of the longest love story ever told. So maybe send that text